Time for another little update here. I don't know how far I got with the last video. It's been a minute since I've recorded something. But let's look at where the railroad stands presently. Starting with the entry. The door is finished and framed out. So, got that looking happy. And then we step in here. See, I've got some ballast laid in the yard, although everything's kind of in progress right now. Brand new Athearn GP50 Tiger Stripe there. And I've actually been doing a minor amount of operation. Got ballast redrying here in the yard. Doing this half of the yard has been giving me fits in the ballast department because basically I didn't let the wetting agent get all the way through the ballast, and the glue ended up crusting over the top. So as you can see, there's kind of a line there where I tore up the old ballast. I'll do those edges once I'm confident that everything between the tracks is doing its job. Using a blend of ballast and dirt over here in this engine house area proved to be much more effective. So just kind of doing what I can where I can when I can. But all the track in this area has been painted, weathered, and wired. Not necessarily in that order. All of the switch controls are in. So, for example, this one here is running that little guy. So, and then this one here runs that one. So that system is working pretty nice. Got material to, got a bunch of scale lumber there underneath that flex track and some beams, so I can build a beam bridge. Doing a scratch build inspired by an article. I think his name is Jim Ferentz, local Colorado and Southern modeler out of Boulder. Also runs a little business selling doodads for model railroads. I can't remember it off the top of my head right now, but so the scrapyard track is also painted and weathered and almost wired. I just got to drop a feeder in for that thing. Then everything's happening right up to the end of this turnback. So, like I said, trying to get things in where I can. Then we've got all the track is laid here. Sorry everything's such a mess, but I had to clean off the brewery end. But items of note here, let's move this alcohol out of the way. Nothing's permanent yet. Just dug out a few structures to see how things would, how they would play in the few inches of scenic area I gave the West Metro Petro. And the other end of that switchback, and I've got one of the two creeks leading to the Two Creeks Brewery. I don't know if I'm going to model the other one, probably not. But this one will get a nice little culvert underneath there, so I don't have to cut the track and cut in another bridge. Then another turn back, and you can kind of see I've made kind of made the switch ladder, and that will go onto this nice fresh piece of foam, which represents the brewery area. And I know, like, this area here looks kind of ugly. That'll eventually get foamed over. This is an area that I've cut out so I can mount a switch panel similar to that one. So, and then up top here is where I insert a little wood block with a T-nut in it, so that I can feed a bolt up through that piece of wood and into the T-nut up here. It clamps itself together on the foam and stays put. So, tips and tricks to work with foam. But this here track is gonna drop down about 3/4 of an inch and hit this loading dock area on the other side of the brew house, and then you can kind of get a feel for what the track arrangement will be. You can get kind of a better idea of how it's going to shake out once once that's in place. There's going to be a little crossover here. So basically the way this is going to work is you enter here. These two effectively become the passing siding, so you can run around a cut of cars whenever you need to. It's going to be a lot of stuffing things here and there. That's why the outbound, this last track on the back would be the outbound shipping on one end of it, and packaging materials delivery on the other. So I should be able to fit about 5 or 6 cars in there, but it requires some switching moves to put them in the right order. And then this little switch back here will go to sand delivery for the bottle making. Then this little one down here goes to the dock for disposal of spent materials in the beer making process. And then these 2 tracks here on the left, they are the grain spurs. So there'll be enough going on here that I could probably assign a switcher just to work this area. Okay. Either that, or I should get like one of them little Intermountain track mobiles or something like that. So anyway, that's kind of what I've just got done doing, actually, is prepping all the foam. So I've been making a hell of a mess with a router and Sureform tool and doing what I have to, cutting in all the little doodads. The only thing I didn't cut in was the wiring channels, because I want to get the track laid. I actually like to punch my feeder holes through after the track has been secured. So once I do that, then I can take it back out to the garage, route out the wiring channels, and then sew this one up, and then we shall be operational. So into the yard, and then off into the corner there. And eventually, I've already got a sub-module built that will go through there and pop out the other side here. Little Mimi, you're a reason for the door, buddy. So about 2.5 feet worth of diorama will be sticking out here. I'm actually going to box it in with Lucite or Lexan, and if I box it in with Lucite, you wouldn't be able to run a train through it. But yeah, do a Lexan, plexiglass, whatever front, and it'll be kind of a self-contained unit with its own lighting unit and everything like that. And then the end of that will hook on to be where the rollaway staging yard will hook up. Thanks very much to Derek Glass for that idea. It's an excellent way to deal with a staging problem and kind of give yourself more space in an area where obviously I couldn't permanently establish a railroad here. So, but anyway, that's where that's at. Oh, another cool thing I discovered is benchwork height coming out of here is going to be a couple inches higher than the ground level where the doorway is coming into this place. So theoretically, I could build kind of a leaf or an attachment to the staging area and make that drop section that's going to go in front of the door here, make that more of a Y, and have the option of being able to send a train southbound on a theoretical joint line to some kind of operation outside. I know outdoor ground level HO scale is kind of a risky endeavor, but just an idea to toy with. I mean, the idea of being able to run a train straight off my layout out to the backyard certainly be a lot of fun if it can be done right, and certainly something for the summertime months when we're sitting around the campfire out there. Maybe set up some special duty flat cars and have the train deliver cans of beer to everybody out there. So anyway, so that's where we're sitting right now. So we began with the door, we're ending with the door. I'm Mike Lindsay, thanks for coming out.